This is 87 Hackford Road in South London, and it was here that the artist Vincent van Gogh once lived. He was here from September 1873 until August 1874, when he was about 20 years old. Not yet an artist, he worked as a clerk for an art dealer in Covent Garden. Now, when Vincent lived here, the house was owned by a woman called Mrs. Ursula Lawyer, who ran a school for boys in the front room. Now, Vincent talked about this in a letter home to his brother Theo. "It's a very diverting household where I am now," he wrote, "in which they run a school for little boys." Now, though Vincent was only here a year, it made a big impact on him throughout his life. He was very happy here, taking long walks around the city and enjoying admiring the gardens with lilacs and hawthorns and laburnums, and noticing the magnificent horse chestnut trees, as he put it. He visited the galleries of London, such as the National Gallery. He immersed himself in English literature, such as titles by Charles Dickens, and enjoyed collecting the prints by artists such as Gustave Doré, both of whom, Dickens and Doré, shone a light on the lives of London's destitute. And this really made a mark on Vincent, who later wrote that "my whole life is aimed at making the things from everyday life that Dickens describes." But it's quite incredible to come to this house, to imagine Vincent here walking through this threshold as a young man. You can see the room, which is believed to be Vincent's bedroom, on the top floor. He wrote about this with great enthusiasm to Theo when he first arrived. "Oh, how I'd like to have you here, old chap, to see my new lodgings. I now have a room, as I've long been wishing, without sloping beams." He also loved the garden and sowed seeds here in the spring of 1874. "I'm doing a lot of gardening," he wrote, "and have sown sweet peas, poppies and mignonette. Now we just have to wait and see what comes of it." But of course, over the centuries, there have been all sorts of other stories from this house, including a child in the 1850s who hid all of his toys beneath the floorboards, or the postman in the 1970s who was a Van Gogh enthusiast, and he made the discovery that Van Gogh had once lived here, as well as many other fascinating figures. Today it's a museum, so you can come and have a look around, but it is also a contemporary arts organisation hosting a programme of exhibitions, of residencies and events that supports artists today. So it's a rather wonderful place. If you're ever in London, make sure to make a visit to the Van Gogh house.